The following is a presentation of the HAN.Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
It is semifinal number 2 as the Wilton Warriors and Trumbull Eagles get ready to match our matinee performance. And what a win for the number 3 Richfield Tigers. Take me through it, Kevin.
I'm not sure if I can right now. I think I'm still trying to register what we just saw. A double overtime thriller. It was a painful first half from both sides. You're talking about a game that was really sloppy all game long, really. Both teams can never really figure each other out, and both defenses really stepped up big. But, boy, you talk about Zach Essen player. Clutch when it matters the most. Hitting a game-tying three-pointer from from NBA feet. A game-tying three-pointer, and then Danbury up 2. Richfield with the ball with 5 seconds left. Essen player drives the lane, gets the bucket to go to send double overtime. And again, coming up with some big free throws to really put the dagger in the coffin there for the Richfield Tigers. What a win. But again, you got to give credit to Danbury on their effort as well.
A 67-63 win for Richfield in double overtime as they will advance to the FCIAC championship in the hopes of winning their first ever conference title. Coming up next, we've got number 1 Trumbull, number 5 Wilton, as they look to find that second spot and take on the Tigers Thursday night. Kevin and I are going to step aside. When we get back, Chris Kutzo will join us, and we'll have tip-off in semifinal number 2 on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN.Network.
Fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN.Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcast.
We are back on the HAN Network getting set for number 1 Trumbull and number 5 Wilton. And this is a very interesting matchup here, Kevin. Wilton for so long was the top ranked team in the conference, the last undefeated team in the conference, come in as the 5 seed in the tournament, beat the team that many predicted to win, Trinity Catholic. On the other side, Trumbull just casually and quietly going about their business, finished the year 18-2. When they first met these two teams back on February 10th, it went to a 54-50 overtime victory. And for more on the matchup at hand, let's go across the way in between the benches with Chris Kutzo.
Frank and Kevin, this is going to be really exciting tonight. I am so pumped for this game. How about that last game, Danbury and Ridgefield? Heck of a game by both teams. Big time win by Ridgefield, going to the FCIAC finals. This might be, arguably though, the game of the year. Trumbull and Wilton. I'm very excited to see it. Back to you.
Two of the best teams in the conference, without a doubt. They match up very interestingly against each other. It's a scrappy, fast-paced, run and gun I think is the right term for the Wilton Warriors versus just the length and athleticism of a dominant Trumbull Eagles team.
It is interesting. It is an intriguing matchup between these two teams. You know, it's only fitting that these two have the nightcap here after what was a great first game between Ridgefield and Wilton. You talk about student athletes who bring it. These two teams bring it, but it's the hustle points on both sides. To me, there's two players on the court that you have to look out for. It's Drew Connolly and John Lynch. Drew Connolly for the Warriors, John Lynch for the Trumbull Eagles. I thought they played huge parts in their team's respective quarterfinal games. And how about Jack Wood? On the starting 5 again, he got banged up in that quarterfinal game. He got really banged up in that quarterfinal game where used his body on a lot of offensive fouls. Boy, Frank, we are in for a great semifinal matchup between Wilton and Trumbull here.
It'll be Herman and Lynch on the opening tip. Williams controls, and we are underway. As the Wilton Warriors with the first possession of the night. Inside, Williams gets the bucket to go. He will be a huge player in this one if the Warriors are going to advance to their first ever FCIAC championship.
Here comes this 1-3-1 zone here, Frank. Jack Williams at the top. Good ball movement by Trumbull.
Timon Williams in the corner, good for 3. He got hot in that last game early on and played a huge role for the Eagles. The zone definitely worked against Trinity. I don't know how successful it could be against a Trumbull team with the shooters they have. As Lynch the steal, the left hand no good, and Full the rebound. Remember in that first meeting, J.J. Full had 13 rebounds against Wilton, as Herman has one here, but he's called for a travel as he got tangled up with Timon Williams there.
Again, going back to that three-pointer by Timon Williams in the corner. That's how you break the 1-3-1 press. Quick passes cross court. Frank, you're already hearing it now. Both student sessions bringing it.
J.J. Full for 3, no good. The rebound attempt there can't be controlled by Lynch. Now Connolly to push the floor, and you're right. You hear the student sections. We've got to mention Trumbull showing up. Not enough to describe what we've seen from Wilton through the first 2 games. Can't even imagine what it would look like at an FCIAC championship.
Warrior Tribe bringing it.
It's sent up top. Cronenberg down to the corner. Williams, 3-pointer on the way. Yes! Woo!
Jack Williams again.
Everybody gets a touch. It finishes with the senior captain, and it's 5-3 Warriors.
Right where he left off in that quarterfinal game against Trinity.
McElroy in the corner trying to get to the rack, but a blocking foul called here. We'll see what's on.
It's going to be on Wood.
Is on Herman. There's his first. Inside to Lynch. He goes through contact and gets that one to circle down to the bottom of the bucket.
John Lynch, player of the game, that quarterfinal. What a performance he put on against McMahon. If it wasn't for him, who knows how that game would have ended. coming up big inside the paint there and on defense.
Conley had it poked away momentarily by Ruchalski. Resets up top, barking out signals with 5:54 remaining in the quarter. 5-5 the score. Williams with it. Over the wing on Conley now. Runner is blocked by Full. Rebound controlled by Conley, and he's in trouble. Down to Cronenberg, who puts it on the floor. There's his mid-range runner, and he gets a friendly bounce to go.
And Frank, that all starts with Drew Connolly grabbing that offensive board. His miss, that block by J.J. Full, swings it out to Cronenberg, and Cronenberg's so good at penetrating the paint and getting that floater to go.
McElroy and Full playing catch. Now McElroy kicks to Lynch, who couldn't control it the first time. Able to recover, and it finds Timon Williams in the corner for three, no good. And Matt Cronenberg has the rebound. Up ahead is Conley, cutting over to the left side in the lane, and finds Cronenberg now. As the ball flying around on the Wilton possessions early on.
Smart move by here, Cronenberg. Play it back out, run the offense here.
Cronenberg left Full in the dust, couldn't get the put up to go. Herman the bucket.
Herman, big on the glass, gets it to go.
As an errant pass almost taken away. Now for the wing. Quickly moved around now is Trumbull trying to beat the zone. Full to the corner. And Johnny McElroy thought about the shot but has to retreat. Finds Lynch, who wants to feel a three, and he gets it to go down.
Big three there, points up the three at his fence. Hit that right in front of the Wilton student section too. Big three.
Up top with Connolly halfway through the first quarter, and it is 9-8 in favor of the Warriors. Connolly put it on the floor, Wood in the corner for three, in and out, and the rebound to Herman again, goes off the glass, his second putback of the quarter.
How about Herman on the glass early on? Giving Trumbull all sorts of fits.
As a ball tipped by Connolly out of bounds, stays with Trumbull. Trumbull had the easiest path to the semifinals with a double-digit win over the Brian McMahon Senators. Wilton found themselves chasing 14 against Trinity Catholic in the quarterfinals before flipping the script and winning 55-52. As a three-pointer on the way from Williams, no good. Conley the rebound.
Nice rebound by Connolly there, Frank.
Conley had double-digit rebounds in that quarterfinal matchup as Wood kicks to the corner. Open look for three on the way, and it's knocked down. This one coming from Sean Breslin, the senior.
Wide open. You give that man all day, he's going to hit that.
Breslin off the bench and onto the scorebook as Herman called for the foul inside. He can't believe that one, but it's his second with 3:05 remaining in the first. As we'll get our first look at Kyle Schifrin now for the Warriors.
And Frank, I thought Schifrin played really great in the quarterfinal game as well. You know, Schifrin does a great job with Herman. The two of them really sub each other one and out. Doing a great job. Really the same player if you think about it. So good.
And Chris, we've talked about the Warriors' depth. Coach Garrick almost running like a football team here. With 10 guys, he can essentially go two platoon as a three on the way from Michalski falls in.
Frank, I think it's just a matter of having that support by your fan base for Wilton. I mean, they've done a great job so far, and you could tell that Wilton is really amped up so far, doing a great job of getting out in front of Trumbull. But it just seems that both teams are very poised so far with how they've been playing. Trumbull themselves, too. They definitely are. You can't tell the nerves are here for such a big game like this. Back to you.
As Ruchalski feeling it that time, couldn't get it to go, and Conley.
Jump ball.
And a good call there. I agree with that one. Coach Garak signaling the same. It will stay with the Trumbull Eagles. As Chris Brown getting ready to check in for the Trumbull Eagles.
Chris Brown, number 15, another player who I thought shined in that quarterfinal game against McMahon. Had some really strong moments off the bench.
And you remember this is a Trumbull team that was trailing 17-11 at the end of the first quarter against McMahon in the quarterfinals. So obviously no need to panic and no thoughts of it whatsoever. Down by 3 with 2 minutes remaining in the first. Williams up top, working off the screen from Conley. Deep three-pointer on the way.
Oh,
The senior feeling it in the first. 8 points for the captain, Jack Williams.
Jack Williams. How about that? Deep three-pointer. Ignite a spark here in the semifinal.
It's McElroy on the left side. Back up to Full. Quick pass to Brown all the way around, and Timon Williams spots up the answer. No good. Rebound almost bounced up back near the basket by Schifrin, and another one controlled for Drew Conley.
You know what? Trumbull is actually getting some great looks. Shots are just not falling early on. If you're Wilton, you have to be a little bit concerned that they're finding some holes in your 1-3-1.
Breslin for 3 in the corner again. What a look by Williams. It's a 20-11 Wilton lead.
What a start for Wilton. Sean Breslin, 2 big three-pointers early on.
Full trying to penetrate, put it on the floor, battle for the ball, and coming away with it are the Warriors. Conley wants to run now. He's got Williams for support. And he'll slow it down with 50 seconds left as the Warriors going to set up on offense.
Neither team calling a timeout. Buddy Bray staying conservative here.
Back for Wood and over to Williams. 35 on the clock in the first quarter. Crossed over his man, jumper in the mid-range, no good. Great job by McElroy to recover. And the rebound by Timon Williams. Looking up ahead, Brown tried to catch and shoot on the alley-oop, no good. And it'll go back to the Warriors. And Kevin's right, no use of timeouts, Chris. We did see Buddy Bray take a timeout late in the first quarter of that man game that really flipped the script in that one. Interesting he chose not to tonight.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I was thinking to myself, why is he taking a timeout? But I guess with a Trumbull team like this and so experienced and they played well so all year, I think you just have to give it to them and see how they can play this out. But you see, they find themselves at a 9-point deficit. They're definitely going to have to talk things over once this quarter is over. Back to you.
15 seconds on the clock, a 9-point lead, and the Warriors content with playing for one shot as Matt Cronenberger up top, guided by Johnny McElroy. Hands off to Conley, hesitates in the lane, tries to kick it down low, and a shot up and good. Everything falling for the Warriors as this one lands from Jack Therault. The number 5 team doubled up number 1. It is 22-11 Wilton. At the end of one, we'll step aside and be right back on the HAN Network.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back at Fairfield Ward, just fed a number from the Trumbull Times sports editor Bill Bloxham. Wilton 4 of 5 on three-pointers in that first quarter, Kev. The only one they missed, Herman had the putback as they have a 22-11 lead. Chris Kutzo was inside the huddles during that intermission. What did you hear from both teams, Chris?
Well, for Trumbull, it was definitely, we can't force anything. This team is too good defensively to try and force shots and try and get it in the basket and penetrate. And they just have to take high percentage shots. That's really the story here. But for Wilton, the story has just been how well they played in that first quarter. They were knocking down everything. So it's more or less Wilton's playing great than Trumbull's playing bad. Back to you.
As that possession ends with a Warrior turnover. Thank you, Chris. Cronenberg called for the travel. Full up top for Ruchalski. And now McElroy with his first shot attempt short, but he's got his own rebound. outside, and Cronenberg will be called for the foul. First one of the night on the senior captain. And ever since we saw Trumbull play against Trinity late in the season, I just felt that Johnny McElroy has been a little hesitant with his shot at times. He's had open looks, and he's a tremendous scorer. It almost just seems like that confidence isn't there that we're so used to from him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And how about J.J. Full? He hasn't gotten many looks yet.
As Lynch too strong on that three, Cronenberg the rebound. Looking for help, and he goes back up top to Conley just at the nose of the Ward Mustang. Cronenberg a deep three, no good. Timon Williams the board. Splits a couple of defenders, and then a foul called on the floor. In transition, it will go on Cronenberg as he picks up a quick two to start the second.
I didn't like that shot selection there by Cronenberg.
Jack Williams led all scorers in the quarter. He had 8 points. Sean Breslin had 6 for Wilton as well, and then John Lynch with 5 for the Trumbull Eagles. Here is Lynch getting to the rack, goes with the left hand, and he's able to finish. First points of the second quarter.
Now that's the bucket they needed there, Frank. A minute 30 in the second quarter, they still hadn't scored. They needed that bucket, and another travel call here on Wilton.
There's another Wilton turnover. The lead sits at 9. As a ball on the floor taken away, Schifrin comes up with it.
And there it is. There's that 1-3-1 defense that swarms on you right in front of the key there.
Conley looking for help. They're all outside. Working on McElroy. Conley hesitates in the wing. And then hands off there for Williams as the two-play catch up top. Under 6 minutes to go in the second. Conley sees the lane to the rack, goes with the right hand, and he draws the foul inside. As it's going to go on John Lynch.
Drew Conley doing a great job there. You know, if you're a point guard like that, you're waiting, trying to see when you can start penetrating. You watch the eyes. And he got J.J. Full to look the other way, and he penetrated the paint and got the opening.
And that's exactly it. They've been running so many screens up top around the three-point line. Full's got to keep his head on a swivel as the second free throw is off the mark from Connolly. And a good job by Connolly driving hard to the rack as Timon Williams finishes through contact and draws the foul.
And Michalski got that started. That's what Trumbull needs to do against Wilton. Move out on the press. Found Timon Williams, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
Jack Wood will check back in. Still an 8-point Warriors lead, but Williams with an opportunity to make it 7. No hesitation at the line, he drops it. Williams steps into a 3 on the way, and it's good. 11 points already for the senior, in the lead back to 10.
What knee injury? This guy's playing out of his mind.
McElroy swivels his way through traffic over to Full, who puts it on the floor. Back to Williams. Great ball movement from the Eagles, and Ruchalski's runner is off the mark. Another offensive rebound here for Johnny McElroy, who goes down low to John Lynch. Can't finish, and an offensive foul. Kevin, you talked about it on Nutmeg Sports earlier today. These Warriors draw offensive fouls with the best of them.
And you know who does it the best? Is the guy who just did it right there, Jack Wood. He legit puts the body before the team. He may not get you a ton of buckets in the game, but he'll give you his whole body, his whole heart.
As Conley tried to get fancy saving the ball, and it's turned over back to Lynch. Good job on the trap that time from the Eagles. Full open for 3 on the way. No good as that captain trying to find it.
Jack
Conley.
Wood.
First of all, what a rebound by Drew Conley. And then it looked like he might have landed on Jack Wood. Wood able to get off the court under his own power. How about Conley, though, one-handed grabbing the rebound, then taking the time to check on his teammate.
And Drew Conley, man, down this stretch, especially this late part of the season, even before these playoffs, he's been so big for this team. And the effort he just put in there, not only to grab a one-handed rebound, but to check on Jack Wood, just shows you the type of player he is.
Conley working through the lane.
He's so good at dissecting defenses here. He'll go in, drag it back out like you're seeing right here.
Good job by Ruchalski that time as he keeps Conley content on the outside. Williams down low, up top for Cronenberg, who tries to get into the paint, and that layup just too strong with the left hand.
Good look inside, good interior defense by Trumbull.
McElroy up ahead. Got it to full, and they're going to wave the basket off. Offensive interference as Lynch touched it on the rim. That foul on Joseph Posey. And Full picks up his first point, knocking down the first free throw. He will shoot two after the goaltending call.
If you're John Lynch, got to be careful, especially on that last goaltending he was just called on. Got to be a little bit smarter.
Full's second attempt on the way, knocks it down. And a substitution here. Good to see Jack Wood back on the floor. Let's go across the way between the benches and check in with the HAN.Network's Chris Kutzo. Chris.
Yeah, good to see Jack Wood back on the floor there. Injury timeout. Had to come off the court after coming up lane in the backcourt, but he did some sprints in the hallway, and apparently he's back and ready to go. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. As Trumbull going to stay with the trap. The Warriors able to penetrate and break it as the double team comes, and it's up top. Williams climbs the ladder to hold that one, and now Cronenberg can set up with 3:45 remaining in the half. As Cronenberg gets inside, but the foul on the floor first. There's only the fourth team foul on the Eagles. Wilton already was 6, and it goes against Daniel Ruchalski. That is his first. Correction, only the third team foul.
How about the handles of Cronenberg? Nice steal there.
McElroy goes up to grab that one, beats Williams down the floor, and able to finish. Senior captain getting it done on defense. Conley at the other end for 3, no good. And the offensive rebound goes to Schifrin. Williams wants a 3 this time. In and out, no good.
Good look by Williams there. Schifrin, an animal on the boards.
Full got his man off his feet, mid-range jumper, and he rattles it home.
That's his bread and butter right there, Frank. Pump fake, mid-range. Good job by Trumbull now. Get this down to a 4-point deficit.
And it is quickly a 4-point deficit. Schifrin with it. Had it poked away momentarily, back up top for Cronenberg. Inside, and the look for Schifrin, just a bit too tall. As Kyle Matala is going to check in for the first time tonight. Trumbull on a 6-0 run, looking to keep building here. And negate an 11-point first quarter deficit. 2:40 remaining, number 5 on top, 26-22 in semifinal number 2. Timon Williams for 3 in the corner, no good. Matala fresh off the bench with the rebound.
Nice rebound by Matala there. Watch Cronenberg. But the handles.
Jack Wood goes to the baseline, looking inside, and this one comes over. Last touch, they'll say it was deflected by Trumbull, and will stay with the Warriors. In semifinal number 1, Ridgefield topped number 7 Danbury 67-63 in double overtime. They await the winner of this one in Thursday night's FCIAC championship. We will have it live for you right here on the HAN.Network. Not by a computer, download the HAN.Network app. Available in the Apple and Google stores, so you can have all of our live shows and broadcasts available at the touch of a bucket. And Cronenberg called for a travel that time. He wanted to push, but ultimately a turnover against the Warriors.
Moved the feet before he passed it. Easy call by the referee.
Williams with the skip pass over to Brown. Full thought about the 3, taking off it. Now McElroy's, the Trumbull Eagles working it all the way around. Chris Brown for 3, no good. And a foul on the floor, might be Matala this time. That is the foul. It is the 7th team foul. Lynch goes to the line with the 1-and-1 opportunity. No timeouts taken yet in the first half, so haven't had many opportunities to go across the way. We've got one now. Let's check in with Chris Kutzo, who's standing in between the benches. Chris.
Yeah, Frank, it's definitely just been no nerves between these two teams. Been very good pace of play and good play indeed for both teams because they've just been so well balanced and they've been able to move the basketball. Not seeing a lot of turnovers here like we saw in the first game. So great job by both teams so far. Trumbull able to creep their way back into this one. Only down 3 now with a free throw pending. Back to you.
And credit the Trumbull defense because Wilton has struggled the past few possessions when the ball has not been flying around on offense. As Lynch hits both of those free throws. And it's exactly why Trumbull is on an 8-0 run right now. The ball hitting everyone around the offense, full swings being completed, and it's opening up penetration lanes and good looks for the Eagles.
It is. They're breaking and doing a great job of breaking this 1-3-1 zone. You know, Trumbull doing a great job in their 2-3. Yeah, Johnny McElroy. Now they move to man. They're switching back and forth there, Frank. Wilton doing a nice job of moving the ball around, but it's Trumbull's defense coming up when it matters most, which is why you're right. They're on their 8-0 run.
Matala over to Schifrin, and now Williams has it before handing off to Conley up top. Beat his man off the dribble, goes to the lane, and that one just falls out. But he will head to the line to shoot 2.
Great drive inside by Drew Connolly. So good. Him, Cronenberg, Williams, so good at driving the lane and drawing fouls and getting to the line.
What a relief in this one, too. Early on, both teams making their free throws.
Yeah, this is, if you think about it, this is a much different feel from the first game we did, Ridgefield-Danbury.
It was 2017 at halftime, and neither team could string together possessions without a turnover. As we're under a minute to play, 28-24, the Warriors on top. Full over to Ruchalski, quickly knifing through to the lane, and he gets the bucket to go.
Garyak animated after that call. We want to call on that. Good finish inside by Ruchalski.
Matala up top, leading by 2. Guarded by Foles, he goes behind his back. Out for Conley with 30 on the clock. Down low, Williams going to the baseline. Hesitated for a moment. Good defense there. It was Evan Gutowski who came over for help.
Should expect to see Trumbull settle for one shot here.
Timon Williams spots up a 3, no good. The rebound poked aside by Full. Down low, Rutowski. The putback, no good. Williams a tip once, twice, and he gets it to go. At the buzzer. And we are tied at 28 heading in to the half.
What a first half we saw. How about this? Neither coach called a timeout. Amazing.
Coach Garyak frustrated with it down the stretch. Let's hear more with Chris Cutto on the court.
Coach, great start to the game, but a little bit slow at the end of the second quarter there. What do you got to do to pick it back up?
Play better defense. We got lazy on the glass, and we stopped attacking on offense, settling for jump shots instead of going to the rim.
How big of a role are Jack Williams and Matt Cronenberg going to play in the second half?
They're going to be big for us. They're senior leaders. We have to follow their lead.
All right, back. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Coach. 28-28 at the half. We're going to step aside before we go to break. Let's go back to our Shelton studio. Kate Chaplinsky has an HAN in-game news update.
I'm Kate Chaplinsky with your in-game news update on the HAN.Network, bringing you the latest headlines on Tuesday, February 28th. Michael North, the 43-year-old New Canaan man who died last Thursday while snowboarding at North Star California Resort, likely died after falling into a tree well. According to the Sierra Sun newspaper, conditions that day were dangerous as the resort had received 11 inches of snow the previous night, making for a 7-day snowfall total of 94 inches. David Jasper, who was skiing at the resort that day and found North unconscious in a tree well, told The Sun that it had been years since California has had deep snow like this season, and last Thursday's incident serves as a poignant reminder to not ski or board alone. That deep natural snow means deep wells around every tree, and falling head down into a tree well can quickly result in a tragic outcome. It has not been confirmed that North was in fact snowboarding by himself. You can get more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. And in other news, a stop for speeding Monday morning led to an arrest for possession of a large amount of marijuana edibles, including THC cookies and lollipops. The stop happened on I-84 eastbound in Danbury prior to exit 5 around 10:15 in the morning when state police observed a vehicle speeding. After stopping the car, police say they found out the driver had a suspended Pennsylvania driver's license. Troopers also suspected that there were narcotics in the car. With the help of Canine Favor, they searched the vehicle and located and seized 406 grams of THC lollipops, 22 grams of THC rock candy, 300 grams of THC cookies, 94 grams of THC wax, and 13 grams of marijuana. The vehicle passenger, 26-year-old Danielle Keith of Maine, claimed ownership of the narcotics and was taken into custody. The vehicle operator was charged with several motor vehicle violations. And Wilton police are looking into a possible connection between a bank robbery February 24th at the Fairfield County Bank on Danbury Road and an attempted robbery a few days earlier at the People's Bank in Fairfield. The attempt in Fairfield involved a man with a similar tight mask and similar vehicle, according to Wilton Lieutenant Robert Cipolla. Wilton police say they have notified the FBI and they released photos of the suspect who robbed that bank in Georgetown. According to police, a white man entered the Danbury Road Bank just before 3 in the afternoon and demanded cash. There was no weapon visible or threatened, and the suspect left the bank with an undisclosed amount of money. Police are asking for the public's assistance in attempting to identify the pictured suspect, who's between 5 feet 8 inches and 5 feet 10 inches tall. They say he was driving a green 1997 Honda Accord. You can get more on that story at wiltonbulletin.com. And rotted by salt used as a winter ice melter, 4 period lampposts on Main Street in Ridgefield have been taken down, and 7 or 8 others, possibly more, will likely have to be replaced. Ridgefield First Selectman Rudy Marconi said a dozen are coming down, and he isn't sure yet where the money will come from to replace the posts, as each costs $5,000. There are about 55 lampposts around the village area, Marconi said, and he thought most of them dated to the early 1990s, which would make them close to 25 years old. The 4 that have already come down are in the Main Street block between Deborah Ann's Sweet Shop and Newman Real Estate. But that does it for this in-game news update on the HAN.Network. Get the latest news, sports, and more on Coffee Break weekdays at 11. This update was brought to you by Scap Auto.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's all about meeting goals this year, and Trinity CrossFit of Ridgefield has experienced trainers, top-of-the-line equipment, and a newly renovated space to help get you there. Offering more classes per day than any other CrossFit gyms in the area, we cater to all fitness levels. Our coaches have a combined 10 years of experience in CrossFit, and as competitors themselves, Trinity coaches can get you ready for competition in 2017. Visit our convenient location on Route 7, Danbury Road, or find out more at trinitycrossfit.com.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars. Wow. Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, InSports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for InSports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit InSportsCenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Whether you're looking for the freshest seafood, the perfect steak, or want to share delicious appetizers, look no further than the Stone's Throw in Seymour. Chef Peter Hom has more than 30 years of experience creating original recipes in his American eclectic style. Our dishes are made from scratch with fresh, local ingredients that pair perfectly with a seasonal craft beer, a signature cocktail, or your favorite wine. When you visit our Riverside location, you'll feel like you're on vacation when you're only a stone's throw from home. Visit us on Roosevelt Drive in Seymour or at StonesThrowCT.com. If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN.Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
On the HAN Network, we go across the court. Chris Kutzo standing by with head coach Buddy Bray. Chris.
Coach, a little bit of a slow start there, but a good end to the second quarter. What do you got to do to keep it up?
Well, I thought, we weathered that storm. They shot lights out in that first quarter, but second quarter, I think the kids settled down, started getting back into our defensive principles, stopping the basketball, started contesting more, and then we started finishing on the break. So hopefully more of that coming in the second half.
What do you got to do on defense to keep up the good play?
We got to, we got to identify those shooters, especially the threes, and guard the three, and also find them in transition.
All right, good luck second half.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Chris. And it was a strong defensive showing down the stretch from Trumbull. The trap, the zone got very active, and it slowed down Wilton's pace. The Warriors want to get out and run. They were held at bay at the end of that first half.
They were a little – you talk about that first quarter for Wilton. What a start for them. And you talk about Trumbull, I think – what benefited Trumbull there was going into the first quarter, they had a little bit of momentum on their side, getting some little buckets to end the first quarter, and I think they got to talk it over a little bit. Coach Buddy Bray made a few adjustments. Then they started doing a nice job of defensively shutting down Wilton, not giving him as many open looks as they got in the first quarter, which then led to fast break points, which we know Trumbull is very good at, which led to some big points for them and to tie the game up.
Jack Williams led all scorers with 11 points in that first half, as Trumbull will start it up in the third quarter. One thing that stood out to me at the end of the half was the way Trumbull was moving the ball on offense. It was crisp, it was quick as they go inside to full right out to Richalski. And he goes over to Lynch, similar to what we're seeing right now, but this one bobbled around and turned over as Williams takes it.
Good steal there by Jack Williams.
Conley inside. He gets the basket and the foul to start the half.
Drew Connolly again, coming up big. Hits the body, gets the bucket.
And it's so interesting now, too, thinking about, okay, quarterfinals, Trumbull. Trailing after the first quarter, able to make up the deficit and run away with it in the second half. Wilton was down and out in that third quarter before coming back, so which one of these styles is going to prevail now moving forward?
I think that's the money question there, Frank. We've seen both teams come back from double-digit deficits in this season and in the playoffs. And you talk about that Wilton comeback. What a comeback they had. And Frank, an unfortunate miss there by Timon Williams, but I thought Trumbull did a great job of moving the ball around. But that great defense by Wilton, really shutting everything down.
As Conley able to recover, double team coming, and he dribbled his way around it. Wood in the left corner. He knifes through the lane, looking for help, and he finds Williams on the baseline. Behind his back, step back, fadeaway, yes!
He's gonna hit that all day. Step back fade at the post. Big bucket there for Jack Williams early on for the Warriors.
As a pass is deflected that time by Conley. Inside McElroy, and he goes through contact to get the finish.
There's Johnny McElroy. He needs to do more of that. Didn't see him do that at all in the first half.
Cronenberg tried to kick it down low. Williams spots up an open three in the corner all day long.
Jack Williams. What else needs to be said about the young man? The captain coming up big again from the corner.
16 points in this one, and it's a 6-point Warriors lead. Up top, here's Full, down low. McElroy with time and space goes to the baseline instead, and a foul called on the floor. It's going to be Jack Wood.
Nice job by McElroy there, penetrating the baseline. You can tell they're trying to get inside the interior part of Wilton. Wilton doing all they can to not give them any inches.
As Lynch wants it down low, trying to post up on Wood. Williams spots up the three, no good. And the rebound controlled by Matt Cronenberg.
Great boxing out there by Herman. Did not get the rebound. Cronenberg got it, but it was Herman that led Cronenberg to get that rebound.
Conley trying to get that soft touch off the back iron, no good. Bounce pass down low, Full the finish. How about Ruchalski with the pocket pass?
Wow. What a look there by Ruchalski. Good finish by Full. That was beautiful.
Skip to Herman in the corner, up top. Quickly Conley, Williams, and now Drew will slow things down, leading by 4 with 5 minutes to play in the third.
Trumbull back in that man-to-man defense. Both teams been so impressed by the ball movement on both sides.
As Conley spinning around, can't get the 5-footer to fall. Williams running in transition, kicked out to Full. And it is another offensive foul. Kevin, who drew that one?
Jack Wood again using his body. So good at setting his feet and drawing an offensive foul. Great job.
As they go all the way across, as Cronenberg trying to find Connolly. And Lynch is called for a travel. Let's see here, though, as the officials are going to talk this one over.
It was originally a foul.
And Coach Gariak not going to use the technical, at least yet. So the foul I'm going to say inadvertent whistle. It wasn't a travel. As this one kicked up into the fans behind the Trumbull bench. So no fouls there. Inadvertent. They reset. The Eagles on possession now. 4:37 remaining, trailing by 4. The winner gets Ridgefield in Thursday's FCIAC championship. Full had it poked away momentarily, and McElroy able to help his friend. Johnny wants some help now as he goes all the way to the rack and he gets the right-handed roll.
McElroy got to keep doing that. Drive the lane as much as you can.
Inside, and John Lynch the rejection.
What a big block.
McElroy the opposite way and a hard foul coming as Williams denied the layup opportunity.
Good sportsmanship there by Jack Williams to make sure Johnny McElroy was all right. He went down hard.
Four minutes remaining. McElroy with 2 shots. In and out on the first. And he gets a second, a 1-point game. And a timeout taken by Coach Buddy Bray. We'll take it as well. 36-35 in favor of the Warriors. You're watching the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN Network. Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman standing in between the benches. The HAN Network's Chris Kutzo. Chris.
Frank, for Wilton, it was just a matter of be smart. That's what Coach Garrick was saying in the huddle, and they're going to go with the 2-2-1 here and see if Trumbull can stumble and not be able to hang with it. Back to you.
Up top, swung all the way around, and Conley now in the left corner. Slowing things down. The Warriors trying to get back on track with 3:35 remaining.
A smart move here. Drew Conley letting everything develop. A couple pick and rolls, some screens.
Good defense by Rachowski all the way back around. And Cronenberg pulls up in the mid-range. Off the back iron, no good. J.J. Full the rebound. Working
Jack
up
Williams,
ahead.
gotta be careful.
Caught a shoulder from Herman, no foul. Williams with a deep three-pointer on the way. Got it. Trumbull back on top.
Coach Bray was looking for a foul there after the shot. Big three-pointer there for Timon Williams.
Jack Wood to answer. He gets it to go. And Coach Garriak going to take a timeout. 39-38, 2:52 remaining. We'll be right back on the HAN Network. Trading threes at opposite ends of the court. It is 39-38. Coach Garriak using his first timeout of the night. Let's see what he had to say with the HAN Network's Chris Kutzow.
Frank, it was just a matter of we got to be smart on the defensive end. We can't allow them to get to the basket, and we got to close off the perimeter here because we've seen a bevy of threes from both teams. So just got to be tough on the perimeter defense. Back to you.
Good offensive rebound by McElroy. Ruchalski trying to kick it outside. Somehow finds its way to Full. And this time, unfortunately, Wood going to be called for the block.
Didn't quite set his feet. That's number 2 on Jack Wood.
The Eagles were trying to say he was in the process of shooting, and that is indeed the case. So he will head to the line.
Big spot for the captain here. Give his team the lead.
It's got to be the rims. All tournament long, free throws, a rarity. As that one able to fall. Tied at 39 with 2:30 remaining in the third.
Frank, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, you want to not only look back at the last game we saw between Ridgefield and Danbury. You know, speaking to Danbury coaches after the game, they said we couldn't hit our foul shots. It really came down to that. I'm sure if Ridgefield was on that end, they'd feel the same way. Someone had to squeak out of there with a victory. But looking back at the quarterfinals too, boy, lots of free points left at the line.
As Williams creates space and he knocks down the mid-range jumper.
He is so good inside. It's great from three-point land, but even better in the mid-range. Around that key. So good at stepping off and hitting the jumper.
Williams with the skip pass up for Full. Down to Lynch, who pulls up on the baseline and gets the answer. Trading blows at both ends now. Back and forth. We're tied at 41 with 90 seconds to play in the third.
Wilton's got to get this over. Nice pass.
Breslin over to Williams. Opposite corner, Jack Wood for another three, no good. And the offensive rebound to Herman. Williams came up a little bit lame. He's got it in the middle, had it poked away. He is favoring that left leg, and he needs a timeout desperately now as he is in a lot of pain.
That's not a good sign if you're Wilton right now. I'm sure Chris Kutzo is going to keep an eye on that. He is in a lot of pain on that sideline right now.
So tied at 41, the senior captain on the bench as Conley goes inside, no good. Full trying to step his way through the paint. Outside to McElroy now. Goes back down low and it's taken away by Conley.
Drew Connolly coming up big again.
Conley coast to coast and he gets the lane to go.
Putting this team on his back right now. Drew Connolly with Jack Williams out. What does he do? Gets a big bucket down low.
Full had it poked away by Wood. Herman right back to Conley and he wants to go again with 35 on the clock. Up top Cronenberg. Wood to the baseline trying to step around Williams and a foul on the floor.
Nice job by Jack there. Drive baseline, draw the foul. It's number 2 on Williams.
Jack Williams still on the bench working with the medical staff. We'll keep an eye on that. Chris Kutzo standing by. We'll check in with him after the quarter. 20 seconds left, leading by 2. Does Wilton play for one shot right now with the way this last 2 minutes has gone?
I absolutely would. Let Cronenberg have the ball right here. Set something up. Set a screen. Get Connolly open. They have shooters on the floor.
Herman comes for the screen. They're going to hand off to Conley. No. Cronenberg all the way to the rack. Tried the scoop layup and Foles heave at the buzzer. Comes up well short. Through 24 minutes of play, it is a 43-41 Warriors lead. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter of action on the HAN.Network.
Get a fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Back on the HAN Network. 43-41 in favor of the Warriors. Let's go across the way. Check in with Chris Kutzo. Chris, let's start with the obvious question. What did you see on the bench with Jack Williams?
He was really frustrated and obviously said some things that we can't repeat over the air. But he's back on the bench, getting checked out by the trainer when he left at the end of the third quarter. It looks like he's going to try and get back in here. He's going to strap that knee brace up and try and get back in here. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Cronenberg and the foul.
And there's a look right there. You're seeing Jack Williams put that knee brace back on. Frank, you got to wonder, is he coming back into this game or not? Looks like he might be, and what a finish by Cronenberg to make this a 5-point game.
He had the exclamation point on that Warriors comeback on Tuesday night with the 9 points and a huge three at the opposite end from J.J. Full.
That's a big three for J.J. and this Trumbull Eagles. Statement three right there as they get this deficit down to 2.
Outside Conley with it. Over to Cronenberg. Trying to go on the floor to the rack. Glass hit, and it's good.
Give this man the ball down the stretch. He will finish.
Trying to come up with the steal. A little aggressive there. That's the third foul on Matt. How about the Warriors, king of the fourth?
Proving it again. How many times have we seen them have tremendous fourth quarters? We saw it in that big matchup early on in the season against Fairfield Ward. Down at half, struggling a little bit in the third quarter. What happens? They come out in the huddle in the fourth quarter. Frank, it's this Wilton student session. They're bringing them to life.
That's another three-pointer on the way. No good. Full the tip, and it's in. J.J. Full matching Matt Cronenberg point for point here to start the fourth. Five aside.
Great job by the captain there to get the tip. Just comes to show what happens when you don't box out.
Let's go across the way. Chris Kutzo has an inside information.
Frank, update on Jack Williams. He got the knee brace back on. It looks like he's going to go take some sprints in the hallway, try and loosen it up and get back in here. Hopeful to see him back in this game. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Cronenberg pulling up in the mid-range. No good in the rebound. Timon Williams somehow gets his way all the way through traffic, but a travel called before the contact turned over to the Warriors.
And great job by Timon Williams to get up the floor. But if I were him, I'd take it easy a little bit. Forcing it inside. Down 2 here. If you get a steal, and you have defenders back, start a possession, slow it up.
6:20 remaining. Warriors leading by 2. The winner gets Ridgefield in the FCIAC championship. Wilton has never appeared in the conference championship. Trumbull, a 2-time champion, last won it back in 1983. That was their last appearance.
Oof. Both programs would love to get to the big game. And they got to inbound this.
Deflected, and will stay with the Warriors. As we see Williams reemerge from the hallway. He's taking a seat on the bench. Continuing to be last touched by the Eagles.
Great job here by the Trumbull defense. J.J. Full just missing a steal there. Wilton, very fortunate. You see Cronenberg almost asking for an isolation here. Here's Connolly. So good on the inside.
Looking for help. Jack Wood right back to Drew Connolly.
You see Buddy Bray looking for a travel there. Close.
As Conley somehow finding his way. Kicks it out. Sean Breslin for 3. Got it.
The Wilton crowd erupts. What a big 3 there by Breslin. That's 3 big three-pointers he's made in this game, Frank.
Third three of the night as McElroy almost had it poked away. His pass too low for John Lynch, and Chris, who's checking back into the game.
It looks like Jack Williams. The one thing I like, though, is Coach Gariak knelt down next to him and said, your health's more important than this game. So very commendable by Coach Gariak. Back to you guys.
A timeout taken. It's a 5-point Warrior lead. We'll spend it as well and be right back on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN.Network.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back on the HAN.Network. Semifinal number 2. What a night of basketball it has been. We thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching online via the HAN.Network app or following along on Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat. We appreciate you choosing the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN.Network. Frank Granito, Kevin Coleman, and across the way in between the benches, Chris Kutzo. Chris, what'd you hear during those timeouts?
For Coach Buddy Ray, it was just stay smart, penetrate the basket, but just be careful with the basketball because Wilton is very good defensively, and they've been very excellent, specifically this quarter. As you see him knock down that three. Back to you.
It's Drew Conley with the three, the lead up to 8.
Oh, baby. How about this student section there, Frank?
Ruchalski to answer. No good in the rebound by Cronenberg. He dribbles his way through traffic. Jack Williams on it as he goes to the baseline. What a look to Conley. Three-pointer again. Yes!
Oh, baby! Drew Connolly!
Woo! 57-46. Steal by Cronenberg. Trying to go up ahead. Ruchalski forced a foul. It's all Warriors right now in the fourth. Woo!
This is a full team effort here tonight. How about this student section?
Woo!
Get me out there, Frank.
The fourth foul on Ruchalski. The 15th foul against the Eagles as they trail by 11 with 4:30 remaining. Cronenberg down to Williams as Conley flashed open momentarily and Cronenberg spins his way through traffic. Wood feeling it for three, no good. And the rebound this time up ahead. Can Brown make the catch? No. As Conley a little slow to get up there, trying to stop himself on the backboard.
He's got to be careful here. You might see him get a quick breather here. Gariak doesn't want him to get hurt.
Conley trapped, trying to get through trouble, and Coach Gariak going to get a timeout? No, it is a foul on the floor. There's the first foul on Full. We mentioned Trumbull last appearing in the FCIAC Championship 1983 when they won. Wilton has never been to an FCIAC Championship, already waiting there. The Ridgefield Tigers making their first championship appearance.
We talked about, even before this conference playoffs started, how wide open it is. You know, a lot of teams deserve to be here. These 4 teams deserve to be in it that were in it tonight. Danbury, you talk about 2 teams fighting to the end. Nice job there by Matala. Tamon Williams trying to plead his case.
Unhappy with that one there. It is the 17th foul, so into the bonus now go the Wilton Warriors. And it's so funny, Kev, because you're right. We did talk during the regular season about how wide open this year was, and we were seeing all these unfamiliar teams making runs. For so long, though, the Ridgefield Tigers were forgotten about. Just a week before the end of the regular season, they were a 7 seed. and then somehow find themselves not only as a 3 seed, but now playing for an FCIAC championship.
You're absolutely right, and that's what's so much fun about this playoffs. You know, any team can be in the championship game. McMahon, they were the 8th seed. A lot of people picked them to be in the final. Trinity, a team no one, even in coming to the season, thought would be here.
As a big bucket there from Lynch through contact. It's the 4th foul on Matt Cronenberg.
You're going to see Drew Connolly check back in. Question is it going to be for Jack Williams or Cronenberg? And it's going to be for Metalla. So Cronenberg going to stay in. But you talk about Richfield, how, yeah, they were lost in the shuffle for a while, Frank. A lot of people didn't pick them. Well-deserving. You talk about teams that down the stretch, this is going to be interference here on Timon Williams.
Williams pleading his case. He was pushed. He may have had an argument there, but that one stings a little bit extra. The lead sits at 11 now as the Eagles had a chance to cut it to 10. 3:25 remaining. Wilton 59, Trumbull 48.
Plenty of time here. Trumbull just needs to get a couple stops.
Breslin to the baseline, had to stop and pull up, lost his footing, and he turns it over, going back Trumbull's way.
There it is. That's a stop. Convert here. If you're Trumbull, you got to convert.
It is a stop and a quick one at that as well. Full steps into a 3. Looked good out of his hand, and he gets it to go. 59-51. Wilton going to take a timeout. We'll be right back on the home of FCIAC Sports, the HAN.Network.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
Back from Fairfield Ward High School, you're watching the HAN Network's coverage of the 2017 FCIAC basketball playoffs. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are back from Terry Connors. We've got the semifinals for boys hockey coming up. But we've got 3:06 remaining in the Trumbull Eagles, the top-seeded team in the tournament, chasing 8 points. Let's go across the court in between the benches to hear what Chris Kutzo heard from the coaches.
The message in the Trumbull huddle, Frank, they just said there's a ton of time, a lot of time. Don't panic. They're not specifically hitting a lot of threes, but they want to continue to get their perimeter looks, and they want to spread the floor for their shooters. It's definitely something that they can knock down if they get in a rhythm. But an update on Drew Connolly for Wilton. It looked like a muscle cramp at the end of the third quarter there, or I should say the start of the fourth quarter. He's back in action, though, and we could just tell how intense it is for these games. We've seen a lot of cramps, dehydration. We saw with Javon Hernandez in the first game. So he'll be back out on the floor, and very pivotal role. Back to you.
Conley, good on the front end of the 1-and-1. Thank you, Chris. He's got 7 points in the fourth. And the extra factor in that cramping is how hot it has been in this gymnasium through the first 2 rounds.
Frank, we're in suits right now. We're a little hot. When you talk about these players coming up at big moments, no matter what the circumstances are, Wilton right now, Drew Connolly and company, taking care of business against #1 seed. But listen, we talked about it during that last break. Plenty of basketball still to be played.
As Conley comes away with the rebound. Into half court. And now Jack Wood is down behind the play. Coach Buddy Bray furious with that official timeout as the trap was closing in on Drew Conley up court, and I'll defer to your judgment on that one as Wood still down.
Well, listen, Frank, when you have a player who goes down on the floor, as a referee, I know the opposing team's not going to like it. You have to call a timeout.
And you got the feeling the timeout was used as Conley gained half court, and we saw him start to peel off as though he wasn't running in transition. They were going to establish the offense, and that was when that official's timeout was blown. Coach Bray obviously frustrated Chris because the trap was imminent.
Yeah, and one thing that's also admirable, J.J. Full waved off Coach Bray. Coach Bray obviously upset that there was an official's timeout there, but the good sport that J.J. Full is, waved him off, let Wilton have their injury timeout to get the man off the floor. Back to you.
We see Jack Wood helped off under the assistance of coaches and medical staff. Chris will keep an eye on that. They're going to go all the way to the end of the bench with him.
Jack Wood, again, a vital player on this Wilton team. Puts his body out for the team, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery here.
As Ruchalski called for the push, he's favoring that right leg coming off the floor. One more foul, and the Warriors will be into the double bonus, but for the time being, it's Cronenberg heading to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. And Ruchalski is done for the night.
Ruchalski had a great season for Trumbull. They still have states to go.
He's
still a lot of basketball
still an
left.
FCIAC championship to go, trailing by 10 with 2:40 to play as Cronenberg just missed jumping that passing lane. Full on the wing, down low, and Chris Brown fresh off the bench and onto the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
What a pass by J.J. Full down low. This is where Trumbull can get you. Here comes that trap.
Conley up ahead, and he finds Posey. Bad pass momentarily, and a timeout called wisely by the senior Drew Connolly. 2:23 remaining. We'll do the same. 61-53 in favor of the Warriors on the HAN.Network.
Want a new experience in car buying? Skep Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, skepchryslerjeep.com or skepdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands at the President's Day event and Ram Truck Month, now through February 28th.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Back on the HAN.Network, down at the left end of that Wilton bench is Chris Kutzo. Chris, what are you seeing right now?
Frank, it's really not looking good for Jack Wood of Wilton over here. Not putting any pressure on that right leg. It looks to be a knee injury. Hopefully not. We'll continue to get updates over here as we see the end of this game. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. And a big bucket inside from Herman.
It all started with Cronenberg.
Full, another 3 as the lead down to 7. J.J. Full trying to will the Eagles back into this by himself. He's got 11 in the fourth quarter.
He's doing a great job. A couple big 3-pointers, clutch shots. Wilton's got to take care of the ball here.
Conley with it. Got a couple men off their feet, and he goes down to the corner as he tries to avoid the trouble. Down to Cronenberg, who gets to the rack and gets the lay-in to go.
Too easy. Cronenberg's going to finish that every time.
65-56, 90 seconds left into the lane, and McElroy finishes and draws the foul.
Nice job by Johnny Hoops there, getting to the rim, drawing contact, getting hit, getting to the line.
Third foul on Herman. McElroy no good. The rebound tipped around and Herman controls the board, looking for help, and he finds Cronenberg across the way. Matala in trouble, and a foul called. He'll go to the line now, shooting 2. Warriors into the double bonus.
You don't want to send the Warriors to the line. Shooting 2, 1-and-1 you do, but giving them 2 free opportunities here. This is a Warrior team that's good from the line.
In and out for Matala, no good. The lead sits 65-58. A minute 23 remaining. Tala hits the second. McElroy up ahead, over to Brown, down to Timon Williams, and right back. As the Eagles have got to start putting up threes, and Johnny hoops with an answer.
That's a big three-pointer there by Johnny McElroy.
And it's a 5-point game with a minute 14 remaining. Coach Buddy Bray takes a timeout. Let's stay here through it. Let's go across the way as well. Chris Kutzo standing by. Chris.
Coach, or Frank, I should say. Unfortunately, there's going to be a final update on Jack Wood. He's in the locker room, and his return is looking, unfortunately, doubtful for the rest of this game. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. A minute 14 remaining. And quickly, this has turned into a 5-point game.
What a job by Johnny McElroy and J.J. Full. The two of them alone, the two captains, doing a fantastic job of mounting this little comeback here that if you're Wilton, you have to keep an eye on, and they're going to do what they're going to do out of the break here is try and trap you again. The trap has been working. Wilton, though, has done a nice job of breaking it at times. But you need to take care of the basketball here with a minute 14 because they're not going to foul you right away, Frank.
They've had success breaking it at times. More importantly, they've had success breaking it in the front court,
yes.
And it's led to easy buckets, which if you're Trumbull, that's what cannot happen.
Exactly, and you talk about Cronenberg, Connolly, doing a fine job of breaking it and getting inside. I don't expect to see Trumbull fouling right away yet.
Williams up ahead as the Warriors got to move and a timeout called here. That is the third timeout of the game. Used by the Warriors. We'll take it as well. We're right back on the HAN Network.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars.
Wow.
Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
Back on the HAN Network, and a little miscommunication with Kyle Matala there. That's where the absence of Jack Wood comes into play, but you could see the senior captains telling Kyle, hey, it's all right. You know where you're supposed to be. And they find him right there as they're able to break the trap.
Great job there. You see Kyle Matala doing a great job. Nice pass, and you see that foul. Matala doing a nice job. Outlet pass out to Connolly. Connolly taking it in. Getting fouled.
And it was just a miscommunication that first time around. Matala on the wrong side of half court. Not a valuable option. As it'll be Conley at the line shooting 2, leading by 5 with 55 to play. In and out, no good.
And again, the foul shots. Been a struggle all night long for all 4 teams playing tonight. He's got to knock this one down.
Gets it to go. Conley with 9 points in the fourth. A 6-point lead. McElroy scored the last 5 points for the Eagles, looking for 7. But a foul called here on Williams. Just the second foul of the night on Jack Williams.
Not a bad foul, actually. I don't mind that. Jack Williams disappointed in the call, but Johnny McElroy has struggled a little bit from the line tonight. These are big free throws here for the senior captain for Trumbull.
Off on the first one. Gets the second one to go, and it's a 6-point game again.
And it's good. You have to at least hit one of those. Great job here by Wilton to break that press. Here comes the trap.
And Conley quickly going to spend a timeout. Both teams now with 1 remaining. It'll be a full timeout. We're going to take a break as well. 39 seconds left. We'll be back right after this on the HAN Network.
At In Sports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Recently renovated and home to one of Connecticut's largest indoor turf fields, In Sports is a multi-sport recreation center providing state-of-the-art facilities for league play, camps, and youth programs. Sign your child up now for In Sports Future Stars Basketball Academy, teaching skills on the basketball court for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. Visit insportcenters.com for more information on this 7-week program. And for adults, spots are also still available for our men's 30 and over and 40 and over leagues. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Back on the HAN Network, Matala got the inbound, but a foul called, not a jump ball, and JJ Full clearly upset. They thought they had Matala tied up there with 36 seconds left.
Nice job by Matala here, the junior. He's going to go to the line here. 36 seconds left. These are big foul shots here for the junior.
We're going to see Joseph Posey getting set to check in. He's going to come in for Matala, who knocks down the first.
Good follow through. Nice form here by Matala. He's got a smooth shot.
The fourth foul on Full. Matala 2 for 2.
Those are massive, massive foul shots. Trumbull's got to get going here.
With 30 seconds to play, McElroy all the way to the basket, and they'll give him 2 right there. Williams was underneath the basket, might have had the home run chance had he seen it. Cronenberg in trouble, pass deflected, and it'll stay with the Warriors. A little bit of chaos there.
Nice job by Cronenberg to stay composed.
But you go back to that inbound under the basket, Williams right underneath the hoop. 2 Warriors wide open all the way down. He wanted that home run Hail Mary pass, but couldn't get it off with the basket over his head. As Full missed fouling there, and McElroy able to come over and get a piece of Cronenberg, as now the Trumbull Eagles' fate comes down to free throw shooting.
Cronenberg, very good foul shot shooter.
You remember he hit those 4 down the stretch to finish off Wilton's win in the quarterfinals.
And a rare miss there by Cronenberg.
A lead is 5.
Plenty of basketball left, folks.
Trumbull has a timeout remaining, as does Wilton. No good on both. McElroy the rebound. Moving up ahead, he pulls up for 3. In and out, no good. Conley the rebound, and he's fouled now with 8 seconds left.
A standing ovation here for the Wilton Warriors. What a performance they put on tonight.
1 free throw should be enough. 2 would certainly Conley good on the first. 10 points in the fourth quarter. The lead is now 6.
What a year it's been for the Wilton Warriors. Starting out 10-0. Getting hit with the injury bug. Losing a couple games. Seed gets dropped down even farther. The 5th seed going up against the 1 seed. Not a lot of people gave them. We're going to see a foul here. It's going to be on.
It is on Posey. Got tangled up with JJ Full there. Doesn't hurt.
Yes.
Wilton by any way. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. They're trailing by 7. So Full at the line now. The FCIAC championship can be seen Thursday night at 7 p.m. Kevin and I will be on at 6:30. Only on the HAN Network as Full knocks down the first.
Frank, I can't even describe to you what this scene is going to be like. when Wilton wins.
As Fold good on both those free throws. Cronenberg looking for help, gets it in. Kyle Phillips with it, and then the foul on Matt Cronenberg with 4.8 seconds left.
You talk about this Richfield-Wilton rivalry that we could be seeing coming up in the championship game. Wow. You talk about two schools, two rivals. This rivalry goes back a long, long ways.
66-71. 4.8 seconds left. Matt Cronenberg at the free throw line. Off again. Get him out now, son. Can't happen on Thursday night.
You can't. You talk about Richfield as well. They need to be strong from the foul line. They weren't tonight. They got lucky. Danbury wasn't as well. Wilton's got to clean up their foul shots as well.
When Coach Garriak took over 5 years ago, the Wilton Warriors had never been to an FCIAC semifinal. They've been to 5 of the last 6 as John Lynch's shot at the buzzer comes up short. And for the first time ever, the Wilton Warriors are going to the FCIAC championship. Their rivals, the Richfield Tigers, await as we will have a first-time winner by the end of Thursday night. And a great scene there with the Wilton student section who's been in full force all year. What a night. Number 1 Trumbull goes down. The Warriors advance on.
Wow. 2 unbelievable games. What a tournament we've had, Frank. You got to thank everyone here, the crew, the fantastic people here at Fairfield Ward who continue to be such great hosts for this great tournament. Our director, Eric Gendry, Mike Suppy, Josh Fisher, everyone's been doing such a great job. Marty Hersom. It's been a wild ride, Frank, and it's only fitting that these two teams are in the championship game.
We go now to center court. Chris Kutzo joined with our player of the game. Chris.
Drew, first time going to the FCIAC finals. How does it feel?
It's an incredible feeling. This has been something that, it's not a 1-year thing, it's not a 2-year thing. This is something 8th grade up, coming into high school. We've got 7 seniors on this team. We're not ready for our season to end yet.
What's the intensity level like playing against a team like this?
It's incredible. I mean, we knew that they wanted to try and slow the ball down, playing the 40s and 50s. Joel told us coming into this game that we had to push the ball. I mean, we got to 72 points. We knew that if we got there, we gave ourselves a fair chance at winning. And I'm just happy we pulled it out.
Now Richfield, Thursday night. What's it going to be like?
It's going to be bananas. I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream scenario. You can't imagine anything else. It's literally a thing of dreams playing them, especially with the magnitude of an FCIAC championship on the line.
All right, Drew. Enjoy the win. HAN player of the game. We'll see you Thursday night.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Chris. And what a fun night of basketball. Started out a little slow with some sloppy play, but the ending lived up to all the hype we expected.
You get to see the first game, Richfield against Danbury, another rivalry game. Richfield taking Danbury to overtime, double overtime. Zach Essen player coming up in the clutch with a buzzer beater to force overtime. Another big layup to force double overtime. Then Richfield wins it in dramatic fashion. And in this game, I mean, Wilton got out to the fast start that I said that they needed to do, and they did that. And that's how they won this game. They got out to a fast start. They were hitting their shots. And Trumbull really did a nice job of trying to make it close, but at the end of the day, this is a very good Wilton team that we've talked about all season long, and it's only fitting that they go to the championship game.
For the first time ever, the Richfield Tigers and the Wilton Warriors making an appearance in the FCIAC championship. The rivalry will determine who walks away with the crown. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We're back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Casey Quincy has your coffee break. And up next, Sports with Kevin and myself at 2 o'clock. We'll have a preview of tomorrow night's FCIAC semifinals of boys hockey. First puck drop is Richfield at 6 o'clock. We're going to follow that. For Chris Kutzo, Kevin Coleman, I'm Frank Rito. We thank you